Hello there, it's Sally from Rickety Snippets here, and today I have an Easter folio kit for you. So the kits, all the printables are available in the Rickety Snippets shop, and the link for that is down below. I've cut out most of the pieces here, so you can see we've got chicks and Easter bunnies and a load of eggs and rabbits. And we also have some clues for an Easter egg hunt, so your folio can double up as a gift where you hide your clues for your Easter egg hunt. So I've cut out most of the pieces except these pieces, because I wanted to show you these first of all. Just to say that I have printed onto the back with this this Easter egg pattern. So both those pieces have the Easter egg pattern printed onto the back. And also the clues. So these are all the clues for the Easter egg hunt. I haven't cut those out yet because I think you might like to use some as they are and just cut them out, but you also might like to stick them onto a bit of ephemera on the back of one of these pieces. So it might be quite a good idea to measure them up a little bit before you cut them out. So I'll put those to one side. So I'm going to sweep all of these together. Oh, and this piece also, so you don't need to print this out. This is all of the clues together, and then just a hint of where to hide the eggs, so you know what goes with what clue. I mean, you can probably guess, but there are the answers in case you can't. So I'll put all these to one side. Okay, so we need the pieces for the folio itself. So we have, these are inside pages. This is going to go on our spine, and these are the front and the back cover. So we have these kind of retro rabbits and this kind of gaggle of chicks having a tea party. And then we have these, which are going to form a waterfall inside. So we need to make some of those up while we're putting together the folio. So actually it's going to be a sideways waterfall. So I'm not sure if you can still call it a waterfall since it goes sideways. So I'm going to begin by sticking these two together and these two together. And first of all, we're just going to make some score lines on these pieces. So I'm going to grab my cutting board, put them under here, and need a ruler and something to score with. So on the back piece here, you just need a score line along this edge right next to this flap there. And on this piece, we need to score again along these flaps at the top and the bottom. So the back inside page is going to be a pocket. So these are going to be flaps on our pocket. And on this piece, actually I'm going to leave that and do that in a sec. So first thing I want to do is to fold these in on themselves and back out the other way. So you can use your bone folder to really flatten those out a little bit. And then I'm going to put some glue on this flap here. Okay, so I'm going to put glue right up to that first line on the edge of the tab. And then I'm going to put glue all over the back there of the tab. And then I'm just going to stick that down, line it right up with that line. Just hold it in place for a little bit. Okay, that's that one. And then on the front, I'm going to just put some glue again on this tab, right up to the line, right across the tab. And then I'm going to stick that down. Again, lining it up with that line. Nice and straight. That's it. There we go. This is going to be covered by this piece. I'll come back to that in a minute. So we can put that to one side for the moment. So I'm going to work on this page first. These are our inside pages, and this page is going to have our waterfall pockets on it. And it's also going to have a couple of brads in there. So I want to work on this before I stick it to the front cover so we can hide the back of our brads. So we're going to grab all of these pockets. What you should have are 5 that look like this. So they're the fronts of our pockets. And 5 that look like this, which are the backs of the pockets. That's the last one. Okay, so to make these up, so they're very easy, I'm going to put some score lines on these flaps. So there's a line right around the edge of the picture. I'm going to score along all 3 of those. And then bend those in and then back out again. That, and then you can also go over them with your bone folder. Bend that one. Yeah. That's the back of our pocket, and then this will be the front of our pocket. So we also want to score along this line. Just bend that one in. And then turning that one over, we're going to stick the back one to the front there. So glue all the way along the flap, going right up to the edges. And then lining up that nook there at the front, or notch, and at the back. Smooth that over. There you go, so that's one of our pockets. So I'm going to do the same for all the other pockets. So on these pieces, I'm scoring along these 3 lines. And on these pieces, I'm just scoring along that one line. Okay, so I'll do all of those speedily. And finally, I'm going to pair them up and stick them together. So it's up to you how you do this. So I've chosen to have them so that you've got the same image back and front, but they're all the same size. So you could choose to have a different image on the back if you wanted to. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stick them so that they're the same on both sides. So that's all of the waterfall pockets made up, so 5 of those. And we're going to put them on this page here. And they're going to run so that they're all overlapping. Like that. Okay. So we want to stick this first one down quite near this edge. It doesn't have to be right on the edge, but near the edge. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of this flap here. Trying not to get any on the actual pocket itself. So we want it to be able to move about. And then I'm just going to line it up with that edge kind of fairly centrally. And just leaving a little bit of a gap there. I don't know, that's probably about 1/2 centimetre, something like that. Just hold that in place for a moment. And then I'm going to pull that up and I'm going to stick the next one so it butts right up to that first pocket. So again, glue along the tab, right up to the edge. And just line it up. Stick it down. You can fold the first one back over just to make sure they're kind of straight with each other or in line. And smooth that down. It's worth taking a little bit of time between each one so that they're not all shifting about when you're trying to stick them. And then the same again. So I'm going to do the same again for each of those pockets. Just lining up with the one before. And there we are. So we have a lovely waterfall there. And nice and evenly spaced. So I'm going to make a hole kind of halfway down here, just by eye. Put a hole through there. And then I'm just going to put a brad in there. And then turn it over. Flatten that down. And I'm going to put another one here on the paper. So just kind of lining up by eye. So look, kind of there. So these are little tiny brads. They're quite nice. I like them. And then I'm just going to flatten that down. Like that. And then I'm going to stick a little bit of paper over each of them. Or if you've got double-sided tape, you can put those on there. Just to stop moving about and damaging our paper. So I've just got a gnarly old bit of scrap here. So I'm just going to tear it. I'm actually going to tear all the way round. Because I actually think you get a better finish if you've got a torn edge than a straight edge. I mean, you shouldn't see it at all really, but just in case. You can see it from the other side. A torn edge just kind of more seamlessly sticks down. So I'm just going to put some glue all over that. And I'm going to put some glue on the brad itself and just around the brad there. And just stick that on top. I'm going to smooth it from the other side because it's not easy to do it over the brad itself, really. fold it. And then the same for this one as well. Okay, so that's our inside pages done. I'm now going to stick the inside to the outside pages. And before I do that, I'm just going to score along this line in the centre. Just a gentle little score line there, and just bring up that edge a little bit. And then I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to put glue all the way over here and right up to that. Oops, gone too far. Right up to that score line. So you want to get as near to the edge as you can, and then plenty of glue all over the rest of it as well. Go, and then we want to, I'm just double checking I'm up the right way here. So I'm sticking, this is our front, which I'm sticking onto that bit with the brads on it. Lining it all up. That's good. We'll give it a squidge from this side. Yeah, and then so that should be glued right up to that, up to the spine there. And then I'm going to put some glue on these tabs. So again, right up to the edges. And then right over the tab. And again, just going to put an extra little bit in that, on that point. And then just smooth that page over. And because that one hasn't got any brads on it, I'm just going to give it a smooth over with a bone folder. Oh, what I should have done is put a little bit of ink there. We did that so I can just to take down that stark white area a little bit. There we go. Right, I'll put a little bit more glue so I've seated that now. There we are. Then all we need to do is to score those lines properly along the spine. So one here, bring that page up, smooth your finger along the ruler there. And then the same this side. Score the line, bring the page up, smooth it over. There you are. It's the spine. Now on here, I thought it might be quite fun to have a piece that looks kind of like a fabric on there. And I'm going to score along these lines and then fold in the tabs. And then it might look like a more like kind of a folded piece of fabric over the spine. If you don't want to do that, you can just cut along those lines. But I thought I might fold them in and then put a stitch around the edges. I'm folding them in like that, and then I'm going to just glue those down. be too precise because I'm going to put stitches in there, but you might just want to glue them down or cut them off. Entirely up to you whether you want that, to do that extra step. Like that. So I'm just going to take that away and put some stitching around the edges. So there we are. I've stitched around the edges. I've put a zigzag stitch around there with some yellow, kind of off yellow cotton. And I'm now going to put some glue right around the edge, all over those stitches to kind of hold them in case they feel like coming out. And I'm going to put glue over the whole thing, and a fair bit of glue. So you want it to stay in place. There, and without getting in too much of a mess, I'm just going to kind of eyeball where the middle is of this, and then line it up with the spine there. So it doesn't matter if you're not completely in the middle, but just going to kind of stick that first and then press it down either side onto the folio, but really gently so I'm not bending it out of shape. And then I'm just going to gently bend it in. So we haven't put any score lines on it because then you get that nice kind of rounded edge. There you go. So it might need holding in place just for a little bit to get it to stick. There we are. So looks like a kind of old traditional kind of cloth book, or ones that have those nice cloth spines on them. So that's our front cover done. Now inside, so we have our waterfall pockets here, and we have more pockets to go in our waterfall pockets. So you need these pieces. So there are 5 of these, 1 for each pocket again, and you need to make some score lines here and here, and then also on the edge of the 2 flaps, so along those lines there. So I'm going to do the same for all of these pieces. Okay, and then I'm going to fold along these 2 lines and then turn it back the other way. Fold them the other way as well. Like that. And then I'm going to take these 2, do the same. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on these tabs, so right up to the edge and over the body of it. And with this piece, just making sure it's straight there, I'm just going to stick that down. So glue all over that piece there up to the line. Stick that down. And then bring that tabbed piece up and stick those tabs down as well. And there we have a little pocket. So I'm going to do the same again for all these pieces. So we've got 5 egg pockets, and then we can put some bits of ephemera in there, and also some of our clues for our egg hunt. So these little London chicks, they look like. Bits. So with let's grab my clues here. So I might put one of these clues on the back of here, just to roughly measure that, and then cut the clue out. Stick those two together. It's entirely up to you. You might want to just have the clues as they are and not do this, or I think it's quite fun to have them on the back of these. If you hold them up to the light, you won't be able to see on the camera, but you can kind of position them so the words are in the right place. Otherwise the clue will be even more cryptic. There you go. Let's cut those off. There we are, a clue and an Easter egg. And then so I'll just tuck that into one of these pockets and then put them into our waterfall pocket. So lots of places to discover things. So there are a few bits of ephemera, so you could just tuck some of those in there as well. And our rabbits. In there. This lavish Easter egg. Oh, there's already one in there. I have two lavish Easter eggs in there. And I think we'll have a cake in this last one. And maybe this chap in his suit. There you go. So you can play around with those, obviously, in your time. And then, so I'm just going to these 2 brads are there just to keep these from kind of wibbling about when you're opening your folio. So I'm just going to put a bit of thread around the brad. I'm just using some green thread here, which kind of goes with the pockets and that whole kind of spring feeling. That around there. So you can either have it single like that and just cut it so that it's even, or you could go around for another twist, which I think I'm going to do. And then just cut those off. There we are. So our waterfall pockets. And then on this side, it's actually not that easy to lay that flat now. Now we've got our spine on. So perhaps I should have left that till last. So we've got a belly band to go on there. And, well, kind of 2 belly bands, but one is an egg to go there. So just a bit of glue, top and bottom on there. And the same with the egg. So there's not much to hold on to there. So I'm putting going a little bit deeper on there. Just put a good bit of glue on those ends without taking up all the space. So and then just stick that down on there. So let those dry a bit. And to go in the belly band, we have this coin pocket, or coin envelope, I guess it is. So I'm going to score around that central image, so 4 score lines. And then I'm going to fold them in. And fold them back the other way again. And then, so you'll bring up the bottom flap like that, and then we're going to fold in the sides, and then it's up to you which way round you like this. So there's this shape, which is a bit Easter eggy shape, so you could have it that way, or you could fold it that way if you want that more traditional kind of straight line. I think I'm going to go for the Easter egg shape just because it's a bit different. So I'm going to glue along this bottom edge and just a little bit of that curve there. And the same with this one. That's it, hold that one in. And then on this side, you can keep going around the curve a bit. Just have to keep eyeballing it to make sure you're not kind of going into that white bit there, but I can come up a little bit higher. And then hold that down. There we are, one eggy little coin envelope. Okay, so we can put something in there as well. Got this nice little basket of eggs. I think that was a bit big for a bit too big to have a clue on in the back. So I might just cut out another clue and stick one in there. So not too difficult, these clues. This one says, in plain sight, where flames ignite. So no spoilers, I'm not telling you where it is. But I guess probably slightly older child might be able to do it, or a grown adult might find it fun. So he's going to sit in there. I might have him just peeking out like that. It's quite fun. And then in this one, I thought we could have a little notebook. So I'm going to use this piece, so this cake piece for that. And I'm going to score some lines on this. So there's 2 lines in the middle. I'm just going to bend those up into my ruler and bend them the other way. You've got your 2 sides of your notebook and a little spine in the middle. You could ink this or print another piece of paper on the back if you don't want that to be white. And I've just cut up a few little bits of packing paper here, but of course you can use any kind of paper you like. If you've got some nice Easter related paper, that'd be good. Or you could perhaps print that sheet that we have. That could go on your pages. So I've just stapled it really close to the top there. And I'm going to kind of draw a line with my glue just slightly under where that staple is, and then right up to the top of the paper. So this is the back of the staple. And then I'm going to press that in place just under the line of the spine. So you've got the spine there, and those bits of paper are butting up against that first line of the spine. Like that. And it's stuck in, and you can open it up and make your notes. If you don't like that, you could cover it up, or you could actually stick the front down as well. It just makes it a little bit more awkward to write in. Just trim those pages a little bit. There we go. It's a little notebook. So that can go in here behind our Easter egg. And there we are. And so all there is now to do really is to we've got a couple of postcards that we can tuck into this pocket. So at the back there. And then you can hide all your clues in there as well. So in all of the pockets. So there we go, one grungy, rabbity Easter folio. And so all there is to do now is to make up the envelope for it to go in. So I've got the two halves of the envelope here, and then on the back I've printed that Easter egg paper. So I need to cut all these bits out, and then we'll put it together. Okay, so I'm going to begin by scoring some lines. These two out of the way. So we've got some tabs to score. And then we've got two more lines here, because this is going to be a concertina pocket. So I'm going to begin by folding all of those towards me. And then I'm going to turn it back over. I'm going to do the first line, so that's the edge of the main image. So that one's going to be folded back, then forward, then back again to create a concertina. Okay, so you should have a tab on the back like that. And then one that will also fold in. So you should, from this side, you should have two tabs facing you, and they should all be tucked in there. So I'll show you again on this one. Confusing. I'm going to do these two lines first next to the envelope flap. So there's two lines very close together there. Okay, so when I've scored those two lines, I'm going to place my ruler right next to the first line, and then just pull it around my ruler. And it'll create a really thin little gutter there. And then I'm just going to fold it back the other way. Gently smooth that over. Just squash it against the edge of the ruler again. And there we are. So we have a little gutter there. Okay, so these, I'm going to score these three lines again. So one there, one there, one there. And then I'm going to fold them all towards me. Straighten it out again. And then, so this first one, I'm going to fold inwards so that you've got a complete rectangle there. This second line is going to fold back again. And then the third line back the other way. So now concertina. Then you have a flap again there. That wasn't too confusing. And now we need to put some glue on all of these tabs. So some on here, right up to the edge. A little bit of the tab. Some on this tab on the other side, on the other piece. All springing about. And then some along the bottom here. Okay. Then I'm just going to put the two together. Just lining everything up. A quick inspection before I actually apply too much pressure. There we are. And then hold that in place. There we are. And then we have a concertina envelope. And then we just need a closure, which we're going to put on there. So in the centre of these is a hole, not a hole, sorry, a dot. So you can just make a hole where the dot is. There we go. And then you need another brad. So I've got the same brad as I used inside the folio. So I'm going to put it through that hole and through that one. And then I'm just going to bring the legs out. Don't want to make it too tight, so try and keep a bit of space between them. There we are. And then, so I'm going to put some glue on over the tab, over the brad, and all over that piece of paper. So a nice bit of glue to really keep that in place. And then I'm just going to stick it in the middle there. Hold that down. There we go. And so our folio can go in our pocket. There should be a good bit of room because we've got the concertina sides in there. And then fold it over. And we can just put a little bit of thread to keep it shut. So under that first circle, just bring it round and then wrap it right around your envelope, and then bring it round again. I've got a knot in my thread. Just going to do a final one like that and cut it off. So there we have it, one kind of candy stripe envelope with our grungy, rabbity Easter folio inside. I really hope you enjoy it. Hope you have a great Easter, get lots of Easter eggs. You've got all the clues, so you know where they're hidden, so you can get there first. So have a good one, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.